Hello everyone, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Quest for Glory 4 Shadows of Darkness, the Thief Path. Well, you'll note that we are here in the Thieves Guild, having just come here and explored the north part of town and the Adventurers Guild, and having done a whole lot of training stuff and gotten ourselves some equipment, having discovered the Chief Thief of Mordavia, who is in a bit of a state. Anyway, let's go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Pleased to meet you. It's so good to have someone of my own kind to talk to again.
And we can go ahead and make the thief sign.
Feeling like an idiot, as you generally do when making the sign, you go through the motions of performing the thief sign to the monster.
Well, of course you're a thief, or you wouldn't be here, idiot! Tuck that elbow in tighter on the belly rub next time.
And we can provide our resume.
Interesting. You have had a good deal of experience. If you study up on trap disarming and thief signs, you will have almost every skill you need to become a master thief. Perhaps even a chief thief like myself.
And offer to help.
You are a very brave and honorable man to offer such a thing. Are you certain you are in the right profession? Do you want to be a thief or some kind of a hero? The two roles are usually mutually exclusive, you know.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and speak with him a bit. I'm going to ask his name.
My name? Oh, you can call me Chief. No point in being informal here just because no one else is around.
We can ask about the town.
This was once a very prosperous town before the swamp cut off the only passages in or out of here.
And we can ask about the monastery.
That is a very dangerous place. Do not even think of trying to break into it through the door. The last thief who tried that did not even get the door open. We found his toolkit lying beside the door, but we never found him.
Ask about the Burgermeister.
You will need to be careful around him. He takes his job most seriously. I once offered him a bribe, just as an offer of goodwill, and the man practically bit my head off. Phew, what a sore head.
Alright. Ask about Dr. Cranium.
A strange man, a very strange man. No thief ever managed to break into his house unnoticed or steal anything from there.
Ask about the inn.
If you ever plan to stay at the inn or even just eat there, I would not recommend stealing from that place. The people there are suspicious of strangers anyway and would know who to blame.
Ask about the old man.
Do you mean Nikolai? Yes, his would be an easy house from which to gain money. Be wary, though. The Burgermeister's bedroom is beside the house, and Dmitri watches out and listens for the old man.
Who we haven't spoke to yet, but we still somehow know about him.
That shop is very securely locked up at night. The only way to get into it would be to very literally break in the window, and that would attract unwanted attention. Do not try it unless you want to get caught.
Alright, so that being said, monstrous shape.
Do you like it? I'm afraid it is not very becoming. And to think I once despised cockroaches.
Ask about cause of condition.
I made a terrible mistake and broke into the monastery one night. It had been abandoned for years, and I thought maybe something had been left behind there. I discovered a secret passage to the basement. That place gave me the creeps. I felt like something was watching me all the time. When I got to the basement, I discovered a small statue I could easily take. When I tried to pick it up, I felt very, very dizzy. When I awoke from my faint, I looked like this. You can imagine my horror.
Is it fun to be a monster?
Do you think it's fun to have 6 legs and no matching socks? Do you think I enjoy running around frantically and stopping suddenly for no apparent reason? Do you think it's fun to look in the mirror and wish you had a giant fly swatter so you could commit suicide? Is that your idea of fun? You idiot! You! Forgive me, I'm just not myself lately.
And how can you help?
It would be too dangerous for you to help me. If I, a master thief and chief of a major guild, dare not go back to the monastery, you would be wise not to even think of such a thing.
Probably, but I'm gonna do it. Anyway, Thieves Guild.
This was once a thriving training ground for new thieves. They would come from miles around to learn the trade here. If only we were not completely cut off from the rest of the world, this would be the greatest Thieves Guild in the whole world!
Ask about the other thieves.
After I became such as I am, many of the members left. One thief said that I was no longer fit to be chief. After I showed him how fast I could throw daggers with these feet, he didn't say much. Never said anything again, as a matter of fact. The ones that left said they felt uncomfortable around me. Fools! Do they think this is some sort of brotherhood of man? This is a brotherhood of thieves! They should be uncomfortable around me. Soon it was just me and two others. They decided to explore the castle after the new owner moved in and never returned. So now, there's only me and you.
Secret passageway.
You mean this passage behind me? It leads out of town under the bridge near the gate. You can use it to get out of town, but you cannot get back in. The door can't be opened from the outside.
Disarming traps.
You have to be very careful with traps. Always check for them first. Take your time disarming them. One mistake can be your last.
And it's about the castle.
There is a little-known secret way into the castle that I will someday reveal to you when I think you are ready.
Alright, and thief jobs.
We are not exactly set up right now to fence stolen items. There are several places around the town where you might be able to find a bit of loose cash, though. I will tell you what. You go out and steal something from someone in town and come back and tell me about it. If it sounds like you know your basic thief skills, I will let you know where the really good places are.
Well, let's go ahead and say goodbye.
Must you go so soon? We were just getting to know one another.
It does.
And yeah, unfortunately no easy way to sneak around him. So we'll go out the front door, as it were. Besides, I think we have just enough time before sunrise. Actually, it's middle of the night.
The wall is... The wall is...
Yeah, easy way to try and raise climb skill. Look at how quickly that jumped up.
The window is locked. You attempt to pick the lock on the burgomaster.
And we manage it.
The desk is... The desk is locked. Jackpot! You open the drawer and find a large key, 7 crowns and 15 kopecks. You put the key on your keyring and the money in your coin purse. You don't dare take the shield. It's much too easily recognized. The cell door...
Oh, what the
You have no reason to open the cell door at the moment.
Apart from being handy lockpicking practice.
The Burgermeister was very... The spears are too boring.
Yeah.
You close and lock the window behind you to avoid arousing suspicion.
So with that done...
The stone carvings of the dark building seem to writhe in the moonlight. You get the feeling that they are hungry and waiting for something or someone.
And in fact, we could go in there with the Sign of the Dark One.
The wall is... The wall...
But being a thief, I want to bust in there through the window like a good thief should.
Welcome, welcome. Sometimes I think I will go crazy if I don't have someone to talk to other than the other cockroaches around here.
And we can talk about the Burgermeister's office.
Tell the monster about your break-in at the Burgermeister's office.
You seem to be most daring. Is there nothing that you fear? You will make a truly excellent chief thief someday.
Feeling like...
Well, of course.
And we can ask about Chief.
Actually, I'm getting used to this shape. I can climb walls and ceilings really, really well now. I can run and be stealthy at the same time. Best of all, I never had to go hungry. I never realized how tasty moldy leftover garlic stew can be.
Thief jobs?
I don't know. It would be a shame to lose you so soon. The best places to steal from are the most dangerous. I do not think you are ready just yet.
Alright, well, thief skills.
A good thief has many skills he can depend on. Thieving is more than just being in perfect physical and mental condition. Thieving is more than just climbing a rope and a grapnel or the side of a building. It is more than attracting hordes of beautiful women with your debonair style.
Well, forget it then.
A good thief practices his knowledge and abilities constantly.
Ask about thief marks.
There are not many thieves' marks left around here. Most have worn away. In a big city where the guild is active, you can find marks all over.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics is a skill which is much underrated by thieves. A good acrobat can spin his body farther than the best jumper. He can cross a tightrope over the most dangerous chasm. And he can always moonlight as a circus performer in a pinch.
Stealth.
There is more to stealth than just sneaking around. You need to know when to hide as well. It also helps to carry oil with you at all times. You never know when you might alert someone as you open a squeaky door.
Lockpicking.
With a little knowledge and the right tools, picking locks is a snap.
Or a click. Trap removing.
First, you need the right tools. That Mark II kit you have that looks suspiciously like mine is perfect for the job. Next, you need keen senses and strong nerves, knowing that any mistake you make could be your last. Lastly, you need plenty of practice. Just don't get yourself killed getting it. That would be very embarrassing.
And finally, pickpocketing.
I'm afraid I'm not in shape anymore to teach you the basics. You will need to have someone else show you the ins and outs of pickpocketing. Besides, this is hardly the right place to learn such a thing. You need a city with plenty of rich merchants and tourists to really be a success as a cutpurse. Some place such as Silmaria, perhaps.
foreshadowing of next game, where we will travel to Silmaria, and we'll learn pickpocketing. Anyway.
You and I can work together and return this guild to its former glory. New thieves will swarm here to be taught by such master thieves as ourselves. I can teach them, well, stealth and hiding, and you can teach them everything else. The Mordavian Thieves Guild will be notorious again. That is, of course, assuming anyone can cross the swamp and avoid sinking into the morass or being dragged to their deaths in order to get here.
Well, yeah, but apart from that.
After I became such as I am...
And same thing as before.
You'll have to be very... There is a little known secret. Won't you stay for supper? I managed to find some nice week-old bread soaked in the juice that collects at the bottom of the garbage can. I'm more than happy to share with you.
And here we are, outside of town, and...
The faces on the jack-o'-lanterns glow like malevolent demons, waiting for an unwary victim to come within their grasp.
I think it's probably too late for this to happen, but if we leave and then come back, occasionally there will be somebody waiting by the gate.
You are so exhausted. You deftly slip.
And hey, we actually are dexterous enough to pull that off. Yeah, we can sleep till morning from here.
You feel the sensation of floating freely in a swirling cloud of magic. You are warm and safe, surrounded by the sound of peaceful beauty. You feel as if you are suddenly totally alive. You can remember every happy moment of your past, taste every favorite sensation, hear all the colors of the universe. This is the true joy of living. Suddenly, you find yourself trapped by darkness. You cannot breathe. The darkness is tearing the warmth, life, and magic from your body. Pain! The agony of lungs without air, the burning cold of a body trapped in ice, the terror of helplessness as death approaches. You float, cold and lifeless. You gradually wake, shaking off the shreds of dreams that cling to your memory.
Still you remain. It is a wonder you have managed to live so long.
Go ahead and greet the Burgermeister.
What is it you want?
Tell about myself.
Tell the Burgermeister about your adventures in Shapir.
So, you are the son of a sultan. Your stories are better than 1001 Nights.
And we can ask about the old man.
Nikolai is an old man, and easily confused. His wife has been missing for years now. He cannot face the fact that she is gone.
And ask about Dr. Cranium.
Dr. Cranium is an idiot and a madman. If you are wise, you will stay away from him.
And then we have monsters.
It used to be that the only monsters around here were the occasional wyverns. Now there are many dangerous things in the valley. It is safe only within the town gates.
Let's see, castle.
Castle Borgov is north of the town. The last of the Borgov family left this valley years ago. Now it is inhabited by some cousin. The people of the castle do not bother this town. I suggest strongly that you do not bother the people of the castle.
And ask about the Burgermeister himself?
This town was quiet until you arrived. I am keeping my eye on you.
Alright, well, enough already. Say goodbye.
Try not to make a nuisance of yourself. What is it this time?
Yeah, let's go ahead and say hello.
What do you want from me this time?
Also, talk about myself.
We tell the Burgermeister what you're trying to do in Mordavia.
You are a good talker, I'll grant you that. If you do half the things they say you will do, then I'll be very surprised. The problem with adventurers' guilds is that they attract adventurers. Adventurers tend to stir up trouble. I hope you will not cause trouble around here. More sightseeing? Well, there was a lovely lake to the southwest of town that used to be very popular among young people, but I do not know what it's like now. To the east is the town cemetery. It is a morbid thing to visit, but tourists always wanted to see it when tourists were able to come here. To the southeast is Irana's garden. It is an enchanted meadow well worth visiting.
Irana's garden, you say?
Mordavia has become a very dangerous place since the swamps were formed. Do not ever travel at night. If you are far from town when it gets dark, try to make it to Irana's garden. It's the only place where you will be safe. I do not really want anything to happen to you. Be careful.
I didn't know you cared. And let's ask about Irana.
Irana was a powerful magic user who was rumored to have come from somewhere near Mordavia. Her garden is supposed to be magical and keep anyone who stays there safe from harm. Irana died here many years ago. Her staff in the center of town stands as her memorial. It is supposed to protect the town from evil and to have other magic besides.
Well, doing a bang-up job. I mean, let me in.
It is bad luck to speak of her death. If you must know, she died in that cave you say you came from. I'm not a superstitious man, but I will not talk more about the subject.
Fair enough. Rumors?
I have been hearing all sorts of stories about you lately. No one is certain what to make of you. Yet.
Yeah, we got Mordavia.
More
Yeah, we got that already.
Why are you always so curious about things? Don't you understand? Most things are none of your business. Never have I met someone who asks as many questions as you do.
What makes you say that? Okay, well that's enough for the moment.
Be careful out in the forest. It can be very dangerous there. Try to avoid getting into trouble. I would not like to have you in my jail, after all.
Well, I think that we can get this one other quest line started.
It's you again. It's been a quiet day so far.
Agree, Olga?
Made it back, did you? So what can I do for you this time?
Well, talk about myself.
To tell Olga some of the things you did before coming here.
Oh my, you certainly have been to some outlandish places. So, must be nice for you to be back in real civilization again, huh?
Let me ask about Mordavia.
This used to be such a nice place to live. Things can only get worse, as my Boris used to say. With the swamp cutting us off and keeping visitors away, business is poor. With so many monsters running around at night, won't surprise me if we wake up one morning and find we're all dead here.
Ask about the shopkeeper.
Things haven't been too busy lately. I have plenty of time to get caught up with my knitting.
Ask about her husband.
Yeah, my sad departed husband. His name was Boris. Gone 3 years now. He was such a good man.
Boris, you say? And we can ask about...
Dr. Cranium is a very strange man. No one knows what goes on in the back room of his house, except maybe Igor, and he won't talk about it. Someday, the mad doctor will blow us all up with one of those experiments of his. You mark my words.
And adventurers?
You see, there used to be a very active adventurers guild here in town, but it's been empty and locked up since I can remember.
We can ask about the Burgermeister.
Our Burgermeister is named Dimitri. He is responsible for keeping order in the town, and he is very serious. But there was some scandal about his grandmother, but it was hushed up.
Really? And the Gravedigger?
He's a strange one, isn't he? Digging graves and carving tombstones during the day, helping that crazy Dr. Cranium at night. You know he's not up to any good. Decent folk have nothing to do with him.
And I believe that is everything. Except that we can now tell her about the Gatekeeper.
You tell Olga that the gatekeeper's name is Boris Stovich, and ask if they're related.
Aha! So that's where the so-and-so went. Huh? Tell him he's a rotten no-goodnik. I expect you plan on going adventuring some more. Well, I suppose the Gravedigger has some room left at the cemetery? As my husband used to say, come back again, sunshine or rain.
Alright, and we can go to Boris and report what she said, but we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to go talk to Igor again.
The headstone carver stares at you and then goes back to work. You tell Igor about your adventures since your last visit. Igor listens while he works, but doesn't comment.
Ask him about the monastery.
Oh, bad place.
Ask about the cemetery.
Cemetery east of town. Major tourist attraction.
Ask about the Adventurers Guild.
Guild there. Burgermeister got key.
Got the rumors.
Oh, Igor not hear rumors. Igor not know Olga's husband run off years back. Nobody tell rumors to Igor. Igor very happy. Little graveyard humor there.
Very little.
He looks at you and then goes back to work.
Alright, so with that done, since the day has passed, we can add some weights into the machine.
You pick up 2 of the metal weights and put 1 in each of the baskets. Your legs are too stiff and sore to use this right. After some rest, after some there's only a certain amount of punishment your body can stand on any given day. Enough pain, enough gain for now. Try again tomorrow.
Alright, and having done that, our stealth is currently up at 248, climbing is now 233, strength is 320, intelligence 306, agility 302. Not bad, all things considered, although we still...
Why would you want to jump there?
We can't practice our acrobatics in here. but we are fast approaching the half-hour mark, so I think we will go ahead and stop here. And next time, we're going to go back into the forest, track down Boris, and see if we can reconcile him and his wife. We'll see you then.